Alright, before I make this video, I just want to have a little disclaimer. This is just my opinions, my truth. I'm not trying to bash anyone. I'm not trying to start any drama. I'm not saying everything that I'm saying is completely 100% right because I don't know. I'm just going off of what I've heard, what I feel. I'm not the authority on anything. I don't know how anyone else thinks. I can only just say my truth, and that's what this is.
Don't listen to a word they say. I'm in your head like every day, and you deny yourself.
Alright, so I'm just gonna hop right into this. This is 7 things that I learned from going to the psych ward. I have a list on my phone. I'm probably going to be looking down a lot, so don't mind me if I do that. Yeah, let's just get into this. Alright, so the first thing that I learned from my psych ward experience is that I don't have a sense of identity for myself. I really don't. I really sat there thinking about how all my life I've been living to basically please other people. I've been just, my identity is wrapped up in like my grade point average or like how I looked, and there was just nothing really there for me as a person. Like, I spent most of my life just molding myself into being what other people wanted for me instead of really thinking about what I want for myself, and that's no way to live. I don't know why it happened. I don't know I kind of know where it came from, but I just basically been living this lie. There's so many, what I realize is that people have a lot of different versions of who I am, and none of them really match up to like who I actually am. And I don't even know who I actually am, to be honest. I'm trying to figure it out right now. I don't know if it's normal or not, but for me it's kind of alarming that I'm 22 and I really don't have that much of a sense of identity. Like, people ask me, what do you want to do with your life? What do you like? What do you like about yourself? And all that. It's like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm existing. I'm not even a person sometimes. I'm just this robot. You put batteries in me and I'm going, and now I'm spending my time trying to find out who I really am. The second thing I realized is that no one but me was going to have my best interests in mind. They say that your parents know you better than you. They say that, mother always knows best, but that's not true. If that was true, I probably would have never went to the psych ward. I'm in charge of my life. I'm the only one at the end of the day that I have to answer to other than God. And I'm basically stuck with myself, and if I'm living for other people, I'm trying to be something I'm not to please other people. What's left for me? You kind of have to know what's best for you. You can't depend on anyone else because you're going to be disappointed. Everyone's human. I can't expect other people to take charge for me. Like, I can't, at least I don't think I can. I don't know. But I'm just going to have to depend on myself, really, to get through a lot of stuff because, everyone's human. My mom's human, my dad's human. We all have our own goals. We all have our own opinions on stuff, and sometimes they just don't quite line up. Sometimes someone thinks they're doing what's best for you, but it's really not the best for you. It's really hurting you. And even though it's a good intention, you can't let that happen. You have to take charge for yourself because no one else knows exactly what's best for you. People can guide you in the right direction. People can help you, but at the end of the day, there's something inside of you that knows, no, something is wrong, or no, this is right. And you can't depend on anyone else. I learned in the psych ward is that all of my life I've been carrying this, I don't want to say burden, but I've been carrying the expectations of other people on my shoulders without even realizing it. Like I said before, it was about grades, how I looked, the outward appearance, and that was getting to me. It was a lot of pressure. I don't know if I didn't have time or I didn't know how to identify myself. Like, what do I like to do, or what should I be doing right now? But yeah, I've just been marching around, carrying out my little orders in my life. And it really got to me. It's like, you can't keep that up for your entire life. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing to have expectations put on you, but when you're a really young kid or a teenager trying to discover yourself and you feel like you're trying to go one way, but there's like this outside force trying to push you a different way, a way you really don't want to go, you feel like you don't have a choice but to do what the other people want you to do. You kind of feel hopeless. You kind of feel like you have to just follow the orders, do as other people say, live up to their expectations. It's a lot of pressure. It was really a lot of pressure on me. And I put some of that on myself too. I ended up internalizing a lot because I just wanted to be, I wanted to find myself in other people. And that's what I was trying to do for like a long time, and it doesn't work. It just ends up destroying you. And I'm lucky it didn't fully destroy me, but I feel like I lost a lot of myself. I feel like that's where I started losing my sense of identity, like my grip on reality, even, because I was just not thinking of me, I was just thinking of what other people would think of me. The fourth thing I learned is that parents are flawed individuals as well. As kids, we all think our parents are the authority on everything. They want us to think that, society wants us to think that, but it's just not true. Yes, your parents, in most cases, have your best interest in mind. They know a lot more than, kids and teenagers would know. And that's just because they've been on this earth longer, so naturally they're going to have more experience, but no one knows everything. No one knows everything. They're going to make mistakes too, and it's going to affect you. It's going to affect everyone. Sometimes they'll own up to it. Sometimes they'll get mad if you call them out on it. But everyone's human. It's kind of unfair to look at someone and think, well, you should know this or you should know that, because there's just no way. It's really unfair when you think about it. That's a lot of pressure on someone, especially like a human that's still going through their own issues on top of trying to help you with yours. The fifth thing I learned was about the psych ward itself. I learned that it's honestly like one of the most humbling experiences that you'll ever have. Honestly, because you get this whole group of different people from different backgrounds. They're all the same place, the same basic level. It's like you get stripped of your wealth, your status, whatever you had going on. It doesn't matter because you're inside here. You're at your lowest point with a bunch of other people who are also at their lowest points. So you're just helping each other out. It was like a no judgment zone where I could really, sit down, reflect, observe, recharge myself. It's honestly kind of, in a way, relaxing, but I would hope no one has to experience it at the same time. But I'm not too mad I was there. The sixth thing I learned, really, this is something I've always known, but this is a really big thing in the black community in particular, that, mental illness is a white people thing. And it's really not. Everyone is affected by mental illness. It doesn't discriminate against race. The thing that's different is how we interpret this mental illness. Some people would say they'd see a depressed person who's drinking, they'd say this person's depressed, and other people would be like, oh, this person's just a drunk. And no, this is a person trying to self-medicate because they feel empty inside, or they're sad, or they need help, and they just don't know how to get to it. And it's kind of dangerous to generalize mental illness as a thing that doesn't affect certain communities, because that stops people from actually getting help, either from shame or from just not understanding your resources. And that's really a scary thing, because that's what destroys communities. You can't be a leader if you're not right mentally, if you're carrying generations and generations of dysfunction on you. How are you ever going to succeed? You might not even realize that you have a problem, and that's really kind of terrifying. The seventh thing I realized while I was in the psych ward is that it's really dangerous to try and tell children to, toughen up or get over it, because some people just can't do that. I'm not one of the people that can just, certain things I can't just brush off. It's going to be with me forever. Certain things affect people differently, especially in childhood. There's a lot of people out there still, like 50, 60, 70 years old, still carrying scars from childhood. Instead of those issues and scars being addressed, they were just told to brush it off and be strong. And you just can't tell people that. It's dangerous. You end up internalizing a lot of stuff, and it has to come out somewhere. Some people it comes out in anger, other people it comes out in sadness and depression. People turn to drugs and alcohol to try and numb the pain. People turn to online shopping. There's a whole bunch of different ways it can go if you're not careful, and you can end up bringing scars from your own childhood and raising kids with that mindset. You can say something bad happened to you as a kid and you never really addressed it. You just ignored the issue and kind of ran away from it. You may think, oh, I'm fine now because I just got over it. You're fooling yourself, and you're setting up the next generation to be as damaged as the past one when you tell kids to just, toughen up or get over it. Don't cry, because my mom said this to me a lot when I was younger. She'd be like, oh, you're crying now, you're gonna have to toughen up, or else you're gonna have a lot of tears to cry when you're older. And it's well, now I'm older and I'm crying a lot more tears because I tried to toughen up, but it didn't work out for me. I'm not indestructible, I'm human. And I think it's a form of weakness just to tell people to get over stuff, because it's kind of another easy way out, not addressing it head on, not talking about it, just keeping it to yourself and letting it boil up inside you and come out in a different form. That's not being a strong person. That's kind of being a weak person. A strong person realizes, XYZ happened to me. I'm this way because of my experiences. Now I want to fix this. Now I want to talk about this and be open about this and not be ashamed of this. And I want to move on. To me, that's a sign of strength. Anything else is kind of avoidance and weakness, and I think more and more people should be it should be easier for us to be open. A lot of times, especially in the Black community, when we're open about our issues, they either get brushed off, people make a mockery of it, or they're not supportive or forthcoming, and then we sit down and wonder why our lives are in shambles, why generations and generations and generations of people are just doing the same thing. It's because we're just passing on our dysfunction to the next generation, and then we're normalizing it instead of actually addressing it. And once you actually address your issues is when stuff starts to change. But yeah, those are 7 things I learned in the psych ward. eventually I'll make another video about what actually landed me there. I'll like talk more about my actual diagnosis, and I'll talk more about dynamics and family and stuff like that, because I do have a lot to say, but just not for this video. I just wanted to make a quick video about, like, 7 main things that I really learned when I was there for that week about my psych ward experience. So bye.
Come chase the night with me.